Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, the world of Wayne. We now got part 17 of Hachette part works built to Spitfire Mk1a. Now we're going to be doing some more cockpit details in this stage. What I want to do is just show you what we've been working on in the last few issues. So that's one side of the cockpit completed there. And if you remember in the last stage, we basically got to this section here. Now, if you look at all the parts that we've got, lots of details in here. This is what's going to be going on the side of the cockpit that we're currently working on. So this is going to be a fiddly issue. We're going to need sprue cutters, we're going to need glue. Definitely think we're going to need these as well. But let me show you what we're going to do. As you can see, there's all the details here. This is what we've got now, and we're going to start planting each of the details onto that side panel. So in the end, lots of pipe work here as well, look at that. In the end, we're going to have this. This looks really impressive, doesn't it? I can't wait to put these side by side so you can see exactly what they look like. Now, in the next stage, this is going to be stage 18. As you can see, we've got a bullock. Is that a bullock that will support the pilot seat, and a bullock where the control panels will be fitted, plus details for the cockpit. Am I pronouncing that right? I'm guessing it's bullock. It's spelled bulwark. So, but there you go, I'm probably completely wrong. Another thing that we got in this delivery is we got this excellent mug, and I'm going to show you this on the top camera as well, obviously with RAF insignia for 74 Squadron, which looks just like that. Haven't used it yet, as you see, it's nice and clean, but that was one of the free gifts that we got this time. So I'm building up my mug collection over there, which is quite fun. I'm going to have plenty of coffee to do these builds. I need it after this week, I'll tell you. Anyway, listen, without further ado, let's get cracking. Now, everything we got in this edition is going to be plant on, so we're actually going to be putting them directly onto this section here. We're not going to need any screws or screwdrivers in this stage. So saying that, the first detail we need is just on this sprue that looks like that. It's this silver detail on the ends. Now, I'm using my sprue cutters. The sprue cutters are available in my store, my Amazon store, and I'll put a link down the bottom there. I'm just going to cut these off just where they need to be trimmed off the sprue here. Quite a tiny detail, this one. In fact, if I just pick that up with my tweezers, you can see how tiny that actually is. Now, this detail is actually going to go this way up, that I'm holding it here, and it's just going to go into the slot that you can see just at the top of this cockpit area here. So, or the wall here, it's actually just going to go into here, just like that. So I'm going to put some glue into place here to keep that locked in. Now, I'm applying my glue just with my pin vise again. This is pretty much how I always apply the glue, and I'm using my tweezers here just to load the piece on and to put that into place. Now, when it fits in, it's going to look just like that. You want to make sure it's all the way in, so as you can see, the silver plug on the other side is actually flush to this side here. So that's the first detail in. Now, the second detail is on exactly the same sprue there. It's just this detail here with the black sort of like, I don't know, canister on it. To be honest with you, they don't actually give the names of these things. So once again, I'm sure you're out there will be able to identify each individual part that I'm putting on. But this detail is just going to go into this little slot just to the right hand side of the writing that we've got on the wall there. So once again, get load some glue up, and I'll put that in here. A bit more, make sure that's covered, and then we put that in. Now, it is possible to put that in either way, but I'm just going to put it in to see which way it seats best. I don't know if I like it that way. Let's try the other way. Yeah, I prefer it that way, I think. So I'm just holding that into place. But when that's in, that should look just like that. Now we've got a pipe part looking just like that. It's got a little lug at the top and a hole in the bottom. That hole is just going to fit over the lug that you can see just above that black canister thing that we've just put in there. So it's going to fit over that lug there. So what I'll do, again, I'm just going to drop some glue just around this lug here, because it's going to fit flat either side of that, and we'll press this into place. I'm going to use my tweezers here just to help line all of that up. There we go. It fits so flush onto there, it actually holds itself really, but that's that pipe in. We don't actually do anything with this pipe yet, but we're going to be moving on to the next detail. This is the next detail looking just like this with a cap just on top, so it's actually orientated this way. That's going to be going over this slot that we can see just at the bottom here. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm actually going to put some glue directly on the detail here. So just in there like this. When you see these parts, they do look really tricky, but I don't know what it is. As I said, I've mentioned it before, but I find them quite relaxing now when I actually do them. But there we go, that's that part on there. Now we can just take a break for a minute. We can move that to one side because there's two details we need to bring out now that we need to attach sections to. The first one is this one here, and the second one is the last detail that we've got left on the sprue, this little square detail here. So I'm going to cut that off, being very careful to hold the detail so it doesn't ping off in all directions. There we go. And this detail here, as you can see, it's got an open section there. It's actually going to fit into this slot here with the open section facing out. So what I'm going to do, put some glue just in here where this is going to go, just like that. And I'm going to pick the detail up with my tweezers here, making sure I've orientated this the right way around. There we go. And then facing this way, this is going to face outwards. We're just going to put the lug at the bottom there, just where we've put some glue. So that will go in like that. Make sure it's sitting perfectly straight in there. Looks good. Looks very good. Just going to reorientate that around a bit. And there we go. That's that detail in, just like that. So then this detail that we just made is going to go onto this circular section here. So what I'll do is I'll put some glue just inside there. As you can see, it can only go in sort of like two ways, so we need to make sure we orientate it correctly, because inside here we've got a little bit of plastic which is going to go exactly down the channel that we've got on that part there. As you can see, there's a little slot in it. So when we put this on here, I'm just going to put some more glue just around the top. We want to ensure that the silver of this section here, the tiny silver section, is actually facing upwards. So I'm putting that in where it goes, push it down, and that's how that section fits on, just like that. Then we've got a really long pipe here with a gold pipe with a black detail on, just like that. Now that detail has got two lugs just on this side here. They're going to fit in the two lugs that we've got here. Put some glue in there and one the other side here, just like that. We want the shorter side of this pipe going towards the empty panels here, and the longer section going the other way. So I'm just going to put this in now. And that's that pipe in, looking just like that. We just leave these pipes out for a second, because the next section we're going to be putting in, just getting my tweezers here, is this tiny black detail with a red bit on the pipe, and then the pipe turns grey. That's got two lugs just in the back here and here, just like that. They're going to go into the two lugs that we can see either side here and here. So I'll put some glue on them, just like this. 1 and 2. We need to make sure when we put this in, the pipe is actually going downwards. So this is going to go in this way. Just line it up here, make sure that both of those lugs go through. And there we go, that's that detail there into place. And they want all of these pipes sort of going off in the same direction, so I'm going to put that underneath this pipe here, just to keep them tidy at the moment. It's going to go sort of like that. So that's what the pipes are looking like at the moment. Now the next pipe we need is actually black with a red tip, and it's got copper colour pipes coming off of it. If you can see here, we've got a little hole just inside that pipe there, and I'm just going to put some glue where this is going. This is actually just going to go over this lug just here at the top there. So I'm going to put some glue around that lug, and we'll push that into place. Just like that. It actually goes over the top of the pipe that we put in first, that red detail there. So that looks just like that. Now a pipe coming off from this side is actually just going to go into the hole at the bottom of that detail there. So once again, I'm just going to put some glue into this detail, just into the hole there. Use my tweezers here. I'm going to push that pipe just into that hole there. So that looks just like that. Now the next pipe we've got in, this is actually the last pipe, should I say, actually looks like that. It's a silver detail with two copper pipes coming from it. Now this has got two little lugs just on this side. They're going to go into the two bigger holes that we've got on the framework connector there. So what I'm going to do is just drop some glue just underneath these pipes here. 1 and 2. I really do hope the close-up camera is working on this, because these are really fiddly details. And push that into place, making sure it's flat, which it is. There we go, that's that detail there. Now the pipe that's again coming off this side is going to go into the same tube as the pipe we just put before. So once again, it's going to drop a tiny bit of glue. That hole's quite open on this side, so it should be easy to put it in that hole. There's plenty of room. So there's 2 pipes now going into that detail just there on that side. Now the last detail is this tiny part here with 2 pipes coming off it, a very short pipe and a longer pipe. That's actually just going to go over the lug, which is just on top of the tank that we fitted first on, this one just here. So I'm going to actually put some glue into the detail on this one. That will just ensure that I'm not putting too much glue on these parts. And then I'll use my tweezers here and we'll get that into place. Just like that. And as you can see, this pipe is just over the top of the pipes that we've just put in. Now the little lug on this pipe is actually going to go into the tank, so we need to put some glue just into the hole that we've got in the tank. It's very hard to show you this, so it's probably best to look at the pictures for this one, and then I'm going to put it into place with my tweezers to lock that in, and I'll show you what that looks like. Just like that. And there we go, that's that pipe just at the top of the tank there. And then the other pipe that's coming out the other side of that detail is going the same place as the 2 other pipes that we just fitted. So I'm going to get that in there. Put that in there as well. Excellent. And then that's all 3 pipes going into that section, as you can see there. And that's all there is to do in this stage. Now, just talking about the pipes, you should have, when you're finished, you should have 2 loose pipes this end, just here and here. And on this type, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 loose pipes going absolutely nowhere. But look at the details on that. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? And that was a very fiddly episode, but it's the fiddly ones that actually bring the detail out, which makes this whole thing pop. But I enjoyed that. I hope you did too. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Tomorrow's the weekend, so on Saturday and Sunday we're going to have another couple of Welcome to the Caves, but other than that, take care.